Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to our first asynchronous meeting. We'll today be going over acronyms, part one. And if you guys can do us a favor and text AC1 to the company number along with your first and last name, this will just give you credit for watching the video. And it's nice to get into the habit of communicating with us via our company number. So again, text AC1 with your first and last name to our company number, which is listed on the slide. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So first, just a little overview of what our meetings are going to look like. We always start off asking everyone how they're feeling. So obviously this is an asynchronous video. We're not going to ask you guys to respond, but come our first live meeting, please be ready to interact with us. So one key thing that we use in FBL Inc., not only for onboarding, but even throughout our membership time here in FBL is the Signal app. This is what it looks like. If you can go ahead and download this in your either the App Store or whatever app store you have on your phone. This is the Signal app. Again, this is going to be really crucial for you in your onboarding experience. And then also if you end up getting membership into FBL, all of our assignments, our links to our meetings will be here. If you have any questions, it's going to be your first area that you will want to go to ask your questions. So again, please join our Signal app and be ready to join the group chats on our live meeting. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves. We are the founding team. My name is Mia Morales. I'm a co-CEO and co-founder of Future Black Leaders, Inc. I'm currently at the University of Michigan pursuing my PhD in sociology. I just graduated last spring with my master's in public administration. And a year before that, in 2024, I graduated with my undergrad degree with degrees in political science and social justice, and minors in WIGS, Africana Studies, and Spanish. So yeah, definitely busy, but I'll go ahead and let my fellow co-founders introduce themselves. Chase, do you want to go first? I think you're muted. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sorry, guys. I got excited right there. But hi, everybody. My name is Chase Isagoe. I'm one of the CEO and founders of Future Black Leaders Incorporated alongside Mia and Shania. I graduated from Indiana University, Bloomington, May of 2024 with degree Business Innovation and Media Management with 2 minors in Business Entrepreneurship and African American and African Diaspora Studies. And I'm currently at Indiana University, Indianapolis, getting a specialized MPA. So that's a little bit about me. Very interested in it. Ready to work with you guys. So it's going to be very exciting.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Shania Byers. I'm currently the COO and co-founder along with me and Chase. I currently attend IU Indy and studying public health. So I'm super excited to get to know all of you. I love onboarding. So please make sure you ask any questions if you have them.
Awesome. So one thing that you will also be very familiar with in our onboarding is this call to action that we say time for a game. So we'll show you a little bit of an example of what this would look like in our live meetings, and we'll go ahead to the next slide to do that. So every time we have a time for a game, we either want to share a fun fact, we want to have a knowledge check, and it'll look something like this. So we usually, especially in FBL, we're all about connections. We're all about getting to know each other and making sure that, we know each other's names and titles and all of that. So here's an example of what we would have as a knowledge check. So you have faces, their names are blanked out, as well as their position. We'll actually have this in your first asynchronous quiz. So we'll usually open it up to the audience to be like, okay, anybody want to take a stab at guessing who these people are, what their names are, what their positions are? So definitely, once again, please be ready to participate in our live meetings. And then we'll go ahead and show y'all the answers to who our onboarding team is. Oh yeah, we always like to pair our little things, our time for games with the song, so y'all can jam out while you're thinking. But yes, here is our onboarding team. We have Hannah Warren and Jaden Edmonds. They are our chief onboarding officers. We also have Nia Person, who is our chief alumni association officer, and Adasia Turner as our chief college ambassador officer. All of these people are very crucial into onboarding all of you into our lovely organization. So you will be seeing their names quite a lot. And we definitely encourage you to reach out if you have any questions. Also, you can reach out to us as well. But the onboarding team is definitely your first line of defense. Awesome. So we also want to go through and tell y'all why it is important to take notes. So onboarding, especially for FBL, is a lot of information. I'm sure you have seen through the Google Classroom that we're going to cover a variety of topics. And then at the end of onboarding, we actually have an interview that kind of goes through and sees what you learned throughout your onboarding. So we allow you to have notes at your interview. We also want to encourage you to get into the habit of taking notes, not only for our sake, but also for the sake of your future endeavors and your academic endeavors. So taking notes is really important because it's a useful way to record key information, sources, and sources of that information. Writing notes also helps you remember what you've heard, which is definitely a good recall tactic. And it makes it, again, easier for you to recall that information. And then this is also a disclaimer that we want to get out the way before we start onboarding. So only members of the founding and onboarding team should be reaching out to you regarding instructions with onboarding. If someone outside the onboarding team, this also includes our temps, which you'll meet them soon. But if anyone outside of the onboarding team, including the temps and the founding team, is questioning you about onboarding, the information, or if you're confused or don't know what's going on, please let us know. Both in the case that you feel uncomfortable or someone outside of the onboarding team is asking you questions. And then also if you don't know anything, go to the onboarding team as first. And then this applies to FBL members at any level who don't follow these guidelines. They are subject to disciplinary action from the Chief Human Resource Officer. We're very intentional about making sure that everyone feels comfortable in their introduction to FBL. So we really want to make sure that you guys know that and feel empowered to speak up for yourselves and advocate if you ever feel uncomfortable or if anyone's, asking you information or to recite information that in an inappropriate way. Awesome. So I will actually go over, like I said earlier, what are temps. So a temp agency is usually a organization or employment agency or organization that connects businesses to workers for temporary contract work. These temp agency charges business for the workers it finds to then fulfill those roles. And then the workers are employed by that temp agency to fulfill the role of that organization. This arrangement lets workers find short-term and low commitment opportunities while businesses avoid hiring and firing a full-time employee just to fulfill a short-term need. So like I said earlier, we will have onboarding temps. These are FBL members who are already onboarded into FBL and who are wanting to kind of try out a leadership role within FBL. So they will be going through and assisting with onboarding. And yeah, that's just a little bit of some terminology for y'all that applies not only to FBL, but also into the real world. We also have a 90-day probationary period. So after your interview, you will have a 90-day probationary period. Usually this is just 90 days to ensure that, once you're in the organization, we can evaluate whether or not the employee or for your sake, a member is a good fit for the organization. We usually don't have any problems. People get in and don't even realize when their 90-day probationary period starts or when it ends because it's not that big of a deal. But just so you know that once you are introduced and onboarded into the organization, there is kind of a waiting period just to make sure that, you're a good fit. We also have contract periods. So this is any number of days that are outlined in a contract that contract will run for. This is also known as contract time, and it's basically the length of time between the start date of a specific date and an end date of a specific date. So we operate off of trimesters. So this is kind of the contract period for our members and the roles that they play. So for the first trimester is January to May. This is aligned with our spring academic term. Second contract is May to August. This is aligned with summer term. And then our third term is August to December, and this is aligned with our fall term. So that is our trimester system. And I will go ahead and pass it over to Shania to get us started with acronyms.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So y'all, I'm going to tell you now, we use a lot of acronyms. So I'm going to give you more of like a crash course on what all these acronyms are, so you better understand what we're talking about when we're just rambling in our meetings. So first, a term that you're going to hear a whole lot is our C-suite. So our C-suite is pretty much like your executive team or your leadership committee. So we have it broken down with chief everything. So that's kind of why it's C-suite. So just kind of think of that when you're referencing whose position is what. So we have our chief executive officers, which are Chase and Mia, chief operating officer, which is myself. We also have a chief financial officer, and we do also have a chief. Do we have a chief information officer? We have a chief knowledge officer. Thank you. We love Talia. You'll get very familiar with her. You'll see her a whole lot. But this is the terminology that we use to describe our leadership or executive team. So this is kind of what is broken down in a typical business model. This is what it looks like for your big corporations. This is kind of what they're called. The names can differ depending on the corporation or business. Ours you're going to get very familiar with, and we're going to run through everybody's position so you're not confused on anything at all. So we'll go to the next slide. So this is pretty much who our team is. So as you can see, or as you can notice, everybody starts off with chief officer of something, chief of something, chief of something. So when you're referring to them, this is how you refer to them in your emails, your greetings, or any other time that you're referring to their position. So as I've mentioned before, Chase and Mia are their chief executive officers, CEO. I'm sure you probably heard of that a whole lot in COO and CFO. Those are probably really typical terms that you hear. We do have a couple other ones that are kind of unique to our organization, like our chief onboarding officers, which are Jane and Hannah, which you should be getting very familiar with. If you have any questions, you know who to go to. Of course, it's them. We also have our chief branding officer, which is Hazi. So you get really familiar with him as well. So we do have a couple unique terms, but you'll get accustomed to them as the time goes on. So I will turn it back over to my lovely CEO, Mia, to talk about her team, the admin team.
Thank you, Shania. So like Shania said, and like you saw on the previous slide, we have a lot of C-suite officers on our team. And the way that we actually group people up is by individual teams. So we have 3 teams in FBL. We have the admin team, which I'm in charge of. We have the initiatives team, which Shania is in charge of. And we have the marketing team, which Chase is in charge of. You will get to know really quick that we rep our teams real hard. So yes, but as you're going through onboarding, and especially this first initial video, it's really important to just make note of which team you might possibly want to join in the future. We'll go and deep dive into what each team is. Feel free to speed up if the video is too slow, or slow it down, rewind if you need to catch any additional information. And then just a reminder, you will have a quiz that goes along with this video. So it might be nice to just pull up the quiz alongside the video so you can, 2 birds, 1 stone it. Okay, so for the admin team, we have myself. Again, my name is Mia Morales. I went through all of my educational background earlier, so I won't go over that again. But I am an alum from University of Cincinnati. I'm now at the University of Michigan. And my C-suite role is CEO. I'm also the CEO along with Chase, which he's the next slide. He also went through his information, so won't harp too much on that. But we actually have co-positions. We do this to kind of share the burden of the CEO position, because it is quite a lot. And so we have a really good collaborative relationship to make sure that all of the things of the CEO job are being met in our nonprofit, We'll go ahead to the next slide. So a chief executive officer or a CEO, they plan for the company's future and guide its direction. They're the head person in charge of running the corporation. Traditionally, they serve as the face of the company and frequently consult other C-suite members for advice and major decision. Like I said, we have co-CEOs in FBL, meaning it's a collaborative role. And a big thing in the context of our nonprofit, our CEOs and COO, we tend to fill roles and build stuff from the ground up. So you'll learn a little bit more about what that means in later modules, but just know the three of us, we stay busy.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
We also have our chief financial officer. This is Christopher Buck. He's at Indiana University Bloomington, getting an integrated business and media entertainment management major or degree. And then he has minors in marketing, financial literacy, African American and African diaspora studies. He was our first CFO. It's currently vacant right now, but just an overview of what our CFO does. They oversee FBL's financial planning and budgeting. They track expenses, revenue, and long-term sustainability, ensuring compliance with nonprofit finance standards, provides financial insights to guide leadership decisions, and also they work really closely with the CEO/COO, depending on the organization, for fundraising and partnerships. We also have Treasure Sparkling. She is our Chief Human Resource Officer. She's at the University of Bloomington getting her degree in clinical psychology. She actually just graduated this past spring, so she already earned her degree. So proud of her. So as for a human resource officer, they manage internal policies and ambassador relationships. This also is membership relationships or relationships between coworkers. Again, it depends on the organization. They ensure fair processes for conflict resolution and feedback. They help create a supportive culture within FBL and within the FBL leadership team. And they also oversee recruitment standards and ambassador well-being. For our Chief Analytics Officer, we have Janai Shockley. She is at Indiana University Bloomington getting her degree in community health. And we'll go ahead and talk about her role. So she leads data-driven decision-making for FBL initiatives. She tracks metrics on events, engagement, and campaigns. She provides insights that shape our organizational strategy for both funding and then also for growth. And she also ensures that FBL stays aligned with measurable goals and our impact. We also have Talea Marshall. Shania mentioned her earlier. She is our Chief Knowledge Officer. She's also at Indiana Bloomington. She's on the pre-law track, getting her degree in law and public policy and a minor in African American and African diaspora studies. As for what she does, she acts as the bridge between our leadership team and our legal advisors. She coordinates with insurance, which is State Farm, and then our tax lawyer and our 501c3 lawyer and our trademark lawyer, all of our lawyers, she talks to them. She also ensures that FBL stays compliant with nonprofit laws, tax codes, and trademark protections. She also manages internal knowledge documentation around policies, contracts, and legal updates. And then she also advises our C-suite on risk management and organizational safeguards, especially when it comes to our events.
Yes, y'all. She be reading contracts, y'all. Like, yes, she has a lot of knowledge. Just want to say that.
And we also have Morgan Wide. She's our Chief Outreach Officer. She's at the University of Cincinnati getting her degree in sociology and minoring in Africana Studies. And as for what the Chief Outreach Officer does on the admin team, she builds and maintains external partnerships and sponsorships. She represents FBL in community and corporate outreach. She ensures a strong professional network for students and alum. And she also works with PR and branding to expand our organizational's visibility. Awesome. And I'll go ahead and pass it off to Shania to talk about the initiatives team.
The best team ever, y'all. The best team out here, for real. Like, they're not touching the initiatives team. So when you're considering what team you want to join, please highly consider the initiatives team. Thank you very much. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into what we do and who we have on our team. Of course, I already introduced myself, so we won't harp on that any longer. But kind of my day-to-day tasks are pretty much managing the day-to-day operations of FBL. So anything that goes on with our projects, our initiatives, our events, anything like that, I oversee. Since I am the operating officer, anything that operates within FBL, I'm the one overseeing it. So when that comes to onboarding, like right now, when it comes to our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, BCAM, you should get very familiar with BCAM. You'll see us everywhere. If you ever see just a sea of pink, it's us. That's all you have to worry about. So I oversee all of that and kind of what goes on in the other executions of what we are doing to keep us on track. Yeah, that's kind of what I do, y'all. You know, I see a lot. I see a lot of things. You feel me? It's a lot of things. So we'll get into Jaden and Hannah. I'm sure you're already somewhat familiar with them too, as they are our chief onboarding officers. Jaden is now at IU, where he is studying management and human organizations, and Hannah just recently graduated from IU as well, and she was studying secondary social studies education, and she had a minor in child adolescents, mental health, and African diaspora studies. Y'all, it's a mouthful. She does a lot. You know, she really gets down when it comes to a lot of the schooling and education. So they are very fit for this position. So just kind of what they do generally, they of course oversee you guys, what goes on in your process to getting into FBL. They ensure a smooth training and engaging experience throughout the whole experience. So they create systems to help new members. They collaborate with other officers to make sure you guys have what you need, like attendance. We have Deny handling our attendance to make sure you guys are getting credit for when you guys show up. So please make sure you are following all the attendance protocols so we can count you for everything that you do. They lead orientation sessions, so you'll see them a lot on here, especially in our in-person meetings. They provide guidance and resources for you guys. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out to them. They are your first point of contact when it comes to anything regarding onboarding. We also have James Bogan Jr. So we do have an initiatives officer. I know don't get confused. We do have an initiatives team with an initiatives officer. So pretty much everything that he does fits well within this. So he's currently at Ball State. Actually, he just graduated from Ball State with a major in exercise science and public health. So you will catch him on that sports field doing all kinds of physical therapy. We love him down. So he kind of handles everything that we do. So he leads and oversees all of our major events like BCAM, our Black Leadership Summit, which you will be very familiar with. And we are super excited for you guys to see us at the BLS this year. So please make sure you follow through so we can see you guys. Of course, he handles our Juneteenth Jubilee, our Buddy Pecan Bash, and our Minority Health Month. So anything that you have questions regarding any of our events, anything that goes on, any of our programming, he is the guy to ask. He supervises everything when it comes to all of our coordinators. We do have a few coordinators, so if you have more specific questions, you can also reach out to them. He also helps outreach and market with all of our branding stuff with our marketing team, which you will hear about our marketing team right after this. So I know it's going to get a little boring after this, but it's okay. It's okay. So anything that has to do with any of our branding, putting it on any of our initiatives, he's the one who's handling that. He tracks progress and deadlines and deliverables to make sure we have a smooth time with our events, because y'all, these events are packed. I know our BCAM is going to be so much fun. So please be on the lookout for our Instagram page so you can keep up to date with all the events that we're going to have. Now we're going to move over to Miss Mia Person, our chief alumni officer, y'all. She's at Purdue right now, studying cinematography and film and video production. So she pretty much handles everything to do with our association. So if you went to a high school in Indiana and you are interested in having alumni association, please reach out to her. She is your lady to talk to. So we do have a few alumni associations already, which you guys will learn a whole lot about. So I will take notes. I'll remember this meeting right now and remember to take notes when you get to the associations portion, because it's going to be very, very, very important. So she pretty much is the voice for all of our alumni associations. She connects them to us so we can make sure we're helping them out in any aspect that we need to. She also helps out with all the presidents of these associations to make sure everything runs smoothly and to make sure they get members in there and good. Because this is a lot. I know. Going back and helping out those kids, don't you just feel so good about yourself? It's great. So she definitely builds a strong relationship from alumni to students to make sure mentorship goes well and they get guidance and support through their college or the community endeavors to make sure we are not failing. You know, we pull each other up. So that's kind of a little bit what Nia does. You'll learn more about her position later on, but that is pretty much the initiatives team, y'all. We have the best team. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. I'll go ahead and pass it over to the marketing team, Snooze Fest. I'll go ahead and pass it over and let him talk about the marketing team a little bit.
Snooze fest is crazy, but you know what they say. You have to save the best for last.
Oh,
So
oh
the
my God.
best team, the marketing team out of AIM Order, obviously AIM Order Admin Initiatives marketing team is our marketing team, is us. We're yellow. You were probably what, like, you probably saw us first, basically. So that's probably why you're here in the first place. You saw something on Instagram or a friend reposted something. So come and tap in with the marketing team. So obviously we're not going to talk about myself. I'm one of the CEO and founders. We already hit on me earlier, what I do, what I'm involved in, what my position entails, and what school I go to. Like Mia said, I work alongside of her, but I oversee the marketing team. That's really my strong suit. So if you have any marketing questions, please come holler at me. I would love to get that off the ground. First, we have my little brother, Javi Morales. He's our Chief Branding Officer, our CBO. He goes to Butler University. He's currently studying creative media and entertainment with a minor in marketing. A little bit about him. He's our used to be co-branding officer. He's just our Chief Branding Officer now. He oversees FBL overall brand identity across events and media campaigns. He leads the creation and development of all the FBL merch, branded, and items and creative projects. So our B Camp shirts, our Juneteenth Jubilee shirts, our Black Leadership, any shirt that you have seen, he has created the logos and the merch and got all that figured out, all the way down to getting it ordered. He really oversees that. He connects with the right people to ensure products and campaigns are completed effectively. He also works with the marketing and PR to outreach and maintain a strong and unified brand presence, and ensures all brand visuals and messaging align with FBO missions. Hobby's really good for, hey, y'all, that doesn't look like us. We can't do that. So if you're like that, please tap in with Hobby. Next up is Sander Maxine. He's our Chief Technology Officer, or our CTO. He just graduated from Indiana University Bloomington, studying cybersecurity and global policy, and he is currently still at IU Bloomington doing some research, so you can tap in with him if you're there. He oversees all our technology tools and platforms used by FBO. He ensures our digital systems, like our website, this Google Classroom that you're getting this information through, are efficient, and introduces innovative solutions to support students' engagement. He guides tech strategies to support growth and outreach, and really helps with making sure we have to get donations and funding, and we're at events and we're selling stuff, that everything works right with the website and everything is lined up. So if you like that type of stuff, definitely tap in with him. We also have Olivia Young. She currently attends Indiana University Bloomington. She is our Chief Public Relations Officer. She's studying public policy and analysis, and she has a minor in Spanish and a certificate in political and civic engagement. So what does Olivia do? As our Chief Public Relations Officer, she handles communications between FBO and our public and media partners. So like Indie Recorder is a big one. ALC, which you'll find out very, very soon what they are a big one. She communicates with all of them and makes sure that we're represented in the right light. She also builds relationships with sponsors, partners, and press. So like the National Breast Cancer Research Foundation, she continues to engage with them to make sure that we're able to do sponsorships and partnerships and press releases. She engages FBO's messaging in professional and impactful manners, and she oversees our newsletters, statements, and reputation management. So if we ever put out a statement, she's the one who oversees it and looks at it first, or if we have a newsletter that goes out, she really puts that together for us and ships it out or sends it out to our overall group. So that's just a little bit about her. We also have Linnell Dewey, who is our Chief Quality Control Officer. He goes to Southern Adventist University, and he is studying nursing. And a little bit about him: as our Chief Quality Control Officer, he serves as the final line of defense before any content on any team, any event, or any product is released through FBL. He reviews all FBL projects to ensure they meet organizational standards of excellence, and he oversees the Black Wall Street program, which you will learn a lot about as an ambassador. If you're a college ambassador or an alumni ambassador, it does not matter. You will come in contact with the Black Wall Street program. So hint, hint, you definitely want to know who Leo is. He also makes sure it reflects FBL's mission and impact, and he works across all departments. Like I said, if it's branding, initiatives, admin, it does not matter. He is making sure everything is coming out correctly. He just is on the marketing team because a lot of things that go out via social, or go out via email, or go out in some manner like that. So before those things go out, we want to just make sure that they're clear and look good. And he provides constructive feedback for systems of improvement to strengthen FBO's impact. So all of the systems you see, even this team, our marketing initiatives and admin team, we are all still learning and growing, y'all. It's 2025 right now. FBO was started in 2023. In 2023, we didn't have an admin initiatives and marketing team. That is not how we were structured. So Leo has really came in and helped us get these structures and figure out, what works for us so we can really streamline these processes. So I'll pass it back to Mia to talk a little bit about the FBL glossary and what that means.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So for the FBL glossary, like Chase said earlier, there are a lot of acronyms in our organization. So I will be flying through these. If you do have any questions about what certain organizations are, or even if you have organizations that you would like to add to this list, definitely come to the live meeting and drop them in the chat, or if prompted, definitely share that with the rest of the team. But
wait, if you're watching this video right now, drop it in the Signal chat.
Oh yeah. Oh, they won't have Signal yet. They'll have the app, but you'll get signed up for Signal at the live meeting. But then you could drop it in the Signal chat.
Sorry, y'all. I gotta hear myself.
Also,
it's okay.
Do not forget, download the app first. We send a link, it won't work. Download the app first.
Yes. That's weird. You have to download
that. You can face app it. I don't know. You can double click. I don't know, but you need to download the app first before you can access anything, because then it's going to tweak your phone out. So just as a pro tip, download the app first. Yep, got your back. Don't worry, got your back.
Awesome, thank y'all. So diving into the acronyms, we have BSU or BSA. This stands for Black Student Union or Black Student Association. We also have ASA or ASU, African Student Union or African Student Association. NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. NPHC/Divine Nine is a National Pan-Hellenic Council for Fraternities and Sororities. SIS is Sisters Improving Statistics. We also have a Sisters Impacting Sisters at UC, so kind of depends where you're at. NSBE is the National Society for Black Engineers. We have BME is Black Men Involved. B2B is Brother to Brother. NOR is NOR the Creative Guild. So not quite an acronym, but a little shortened version of the long title. We also have Collegiate 100. Collegiate is the arm of 100 Black Men of America. And then the IBE is Indiana Black Expo. You will hear about them as well. We'll keep going. We have YLS as the Youth Leadership Summit. NABA is the National Association for Black Accountants. We have NBMA, this one's hard. NBMBAA, the National Black MBA Association. Sorry, y'all. That's too many letters for me. We have OBSA, the Office for Black Student Affairs. BLSA, Black Law Student Association. BGSA, Black Graduate Student Association. Black Women's Health Initiative is BWLI. We have Black Diasporic Student Associations, HBCU Alumni Associations, Jack and Jill chapters, Urban League of Young Professionals. All of those are kind of, you'll see different acronyms for it, but usually we'll spell those ones out because that's a lot of letters again. And then ACUI is the African American Cultural Centers. There's a lot of different ones depending on your campus. So ACUI, AACRC, and so on and so forth.
And I just want to make a note about this. There's also a conference and or collective of the cultural center. So if your campus has a cultural center, all the cultural centers at every campus works together and should work together. There's a page that you can go and look those up, and they host a conference every year at one of the cultural centers. So just to look into that, just because it might be under a different name, like Mia said, they all work together and they're all connected to some form or fashion.
Awesome. So for as acronyms that kind of align more so with FBL, we have BLS, that's our Black Leadership Summit. BHC is our Black Heritage Celebration. JJ is our Juneteenth Jubilee. Our YLS, again, is Youth Leadership Summit. BCAM is our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. BHM is our Black History Month. BPM is our Black Philanthropy Month. MHM is our Minority Health Month. AA is our Afrobet, also called our Afrobet, but you'll hear Afrobet more often. And then AAADS is our African American African Diaspora Studies. That's what it's called at IU. At different colleges, it might be called Black Studies. It might be called Africana Studies. That's what it's at UC. So, but yeah, in FBL, you'll hear a lot of people say AAADS, and I did not know what that was for the longest time. So this is what that means.
I had no idea. So you're not alone. You're not alone. I didn't know.
For more FBL lingo, we have FHS, which stands for Fishers High School. NC is our North Central High School. HSE is Hamilton Southeastern High School. BHS is Brownsburg High School. CHS is Carmel High School. CHS can also mean Cathedral High School. So depending on the context, we have FCHS, Fall Creek High School. LN is Lawrence North High School. LC is Lawrence Central High School. PHS is Pike High School. BD is Ben Davis High School. BHS is Brownsburg High School. IU is Indiana University. UC is University of Cincinnati. K-State is Kentucky State University. And just a tip about all of these acronyms, these are acronyms that are specific to FBL that we use frequently. So they're not necessarily anything that we're expecting you to know or memorize. You will not be tested on these acronyms during the interview or anything like that. So you're not going to be held to these. We're just sharing this with you in case you start to feel lost with all of the acronyms. We just wanted to give y'all a bit of a guide that you can always refer back to see what we're talking about.
Literally, I'm telling you all, there a lot of times we're just moving through things, but
Yeah.
You're not being tested on this. We're not the cops. We promise y'all.
Yeah, if you ever have a question, we're talking about one of these, and you do not get the context, you can more than welcome to just ask. Just let us know. For a lot of the high schools, a lot of the schools will normally just say the full name, so you're not super confused. But if you ever have a question in the middle of a meeting, you don't know what we're talking about, you just hear all these letters being thrown around, please make sure you ask, because 9 times out of 10, someone has the same question that you do. So just go ahead and ask right then and there. Get it done over with. We do not bite. We are not the cops. So we want to help you. So please just let us know.
Also on that note, if you happen to find yourself using acronyms a lot to talk about organizations that are happening, or organizations that are on your campus or events that happen at your organization, also be open to answer questions if someone's like, hey, you just said an acronym, I've never heard of that before. What do you mean by that? Yeah, we're very, very open and receptive to questions, and no question's a bad question. Please just ask. I'm sure other people will have the same question. And yeah, again, you can do this in the Signal group chat once you get that set up. Again, please, please, please download the Signal app in preparation for your first live meeting. You will be sent the link to be able to join the onboarding group chat. But again, like Chase and Shania said, you need to download the app in order to join that group chat. It doesn't work the other way around for whatever reason. And yeah, like I said earlier, if you have any questions ever, please don't hesitate to drop them in the group chat, drop them during the meeting, even in the meeting chat. And again, you can always reach out to our OB Temps, our onboarding team, or our founder team.
And also,
go ahead.
The Signal chat, if you get a new phone number, you lost your phone broke, whatever happened to your phone number is no longer active, you will be kicked out the chat. But that's okay. That's okay, guys. Just let us know that you had something going on. Email us, you can text us, any way that you can to contact us. Just let us know so we can get you back in to the chats immediately. So that happens. So don't be alarmed. Don't feel like it's your fault. If you get a new phone number or you get a new phone, it will kick you out, but that's okay. We'll help you. We got your back.
Awesome. Thank you, Shania. So for the first meeting, we also want to share an assignment with you all. So due before the Sunday's meeting is we would like you to find a campus organization or a local organization to spotlight. So we just are asking you to put a little slide together with your personal info, your name, your major and minor, your school. If you have a headshot, please add a headshot as well so people can get to know you and put a name to a face. Also for the organization info, this looks like putting any information that you can find. So the name of the organization, the founders, the mission statement, the pillars and core values, Basically, we just want to see any key facts that you can find about the org that you can fit on the slide. Doesn't have to be exhaustive or extensive, just some things that stood out to you and why it matters to you. So maybe 1 or 2 lines on the organization's importance. This is going to have a lot of information, so you don't have to follow the like standard slide format that you are typically accustomed to in slideshow presentations. Don't worry about that. It's supposed to be low pressure. Just fit whatever you can on the slide. We do have some rules, so don't duplicate. There can only be 1 org per person. No repeats from past sessions. So we'll be adding the documents or the slides from last year. So make sure that you cross-reference that list to make sure the org that you're wanting to pick hasn't already been picked. And then claim your org on the shared sign-up sheet. Again, no repeats. And yeah, try to keep your slide clean. So 6 bullets could be cool for the main information that we want to see: your name, major, minor, school. Make sure that's large so we can know you're really the important part of the slide. So we want to make sure that, you know, we have your information, it's clear, it doesn't get lost on the slide. And yeah, you can feel free to add a logo or a photo, anything about that org. And yeah, again, you can choose a campus organization or a campus club, or you can choose a local organization. We know some campuses don't have that many clubs that you can highlight. So if you want to go into the local surrounding city or surrounding areas, you can also choose an organization as well. And that is your assignment for week 1. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to the onboarding team or drop them in the signal once that gets set up. I got ahead of myself, pardon. You can also text our company number, which is on the screen right now. You can email our email, although I would say that's probably your last line of defense. You're going to get a quicker response if you text someone personally or drop it in the signal. And then we also have a remind that you can join. So if you text at FBL 2016 to 81010, you can also get remind notifications about our onboarding session this year. Awesome. That is all we have for y'all. Thank you so much for tapping in with this video. Hopefully you got something out of it, and we'll see you on our next meeting.